Hey, what's up guys, it's me TVkachu. Welcome back to the Minecraft redstone tutorial. Today we're going to be making a auto charging respawn anchor. Now what does that even mean? Well, in the 1.16 nether update we got this block right here. This thing is called the respawn anchor. Now what does this do? It basically allows you to set your spawn in the nether. So if you wanted to make a nether base, well, now you can, thanks for this thing. But unlike beds, you have to charge this thing up. So you can't just click it and be like, oh hey, boom, I can die as much as I want to. No, you have to keep recharging this every time. And if this runs out of charge and then if you die, you're gonna spawn not somewhere you want to be. Which is why I've made a design right here so that whenever this goes down to 0, it'll automatically charge up back to 4, and you wouldn't even have to do anything except for, well, restock the glowstone, obviously. And, well, typically this is where I would say, let's get on with the showcase. But I suppose you might have noticed something weird already. How are you switching camera modes in Pocket Edition? Well, I mean, I found a way to do it, which is pretty cool. So, well, rest in peace showcase, I suppose. Anyways, well, let me show you how this design works. Did not mean to open that trapdoor. As you can see, we have a respawn anchor right here, and we have some redstone stuff here. It's pretty compact, as you can see right here. As you can see, there's a comparator back there. And I have 2 command blocks here. One of them allows me to go into game survival, and the other one allows me to go into creative. So I'm just gonna click on the survival command block right here, and then I'm gonna die. Look at me. And then if I respawn, as you can see, the respawn anchor has gone down to 3. Okay, so that means I can still die. So let's die again. I'm a master at doing this. And as you can see, it's gone down to 2. And then if I die again, as you'll see, boom, I've died. It has gone down to 1, as you can see right here. And then once I die for once more, obviously you have to click it to set it as respawn. Boom, it goes down to 0, but it goes back up to 4, which is very cool. As you can see, I literally had to do nothing. It just recharges on its own, unless if I run out of glowstone, that is. And as I said, oh god, I gotta switch my game mode. Forgot I was in survival there. As you can see, the redstone is pretty simple. There's stuff. I'll do the explanation bit this time because I've got my phone back. I think this is the first tutorial after I've got my phone back. And anyways, that's all I've got to say. So let's get on with the tutorial. And also, another thing I can do with this is pig blocking. I love pig blocking. Okay, so to make this amazing auto-charging respawn anchor, you'll be needing a respawn anchor, 2 sticky pistons, 3 observers, a redstone torch, a redstone comparator, 8 bits of redstone dust, 4 repeaters, a dispenser, however many glowstone you need. I recommend at least having 2 stacks so you don't have to restock this again and again, and 18 blocks to place your redstone on. Okay, so first off, you want to take a bit of something that looks a little bit like this. So we've got a respawn anchor right here in front of our wall. We've got a nice little looking floor, and we've got kind of a cabinet right here. But you don't actually have to make it a cabinet since all of your redstone is underground. I just made it a cabinet because me, okay? It's because of me. And underneath this respawn, oh, I just realized I haven't said my spawn. Underneath this respawn anchor, we have a dispenser filled with glowstone. So you want to do that before we continue. Now, behind this dispenser, you want to place in a temporary block, another block behind that temporary block. You're going to remove the temporary block, and then you want to place a comparator coming off of the wall on top of this block. So as you can see, if it lights up, you've placed it at the correct place. Then you want to place in a temporary block here, a temporary block on top, a regular block on top of that temporary block. Then you want to place a torch on the side of this block, and then you can remove the temporary block. Then you want to place any temporary block right here. Then you want to place a sticky piston facing downwards. Then you can remove the temporary block, and you want to place in a piece of redstone dust, like so. Then you want to place in an observer right there, and then below this observer you want to place in 2 temporary blocks, like so. And then coming off of the second temporary block, wait, Mojang? These things are not supposed to catch fire? What? Okay, I mean, sure, but then allow us to use these things in furnaces. And I want to place a temporary block right here, and then you can remove these 2 temporary blocks. This is a regular block, by the way. On top of this block, you want to place in a repeater set to 4 ticks. Then you want to place a temporary block right here, a block here, and a block here. So kind of making a half pyramid, let's say. Remove the temporary block. Then you can place in a repeater set to 4 ticks. And then you want to place in dust here. And then you can extend this line of dust out. So this is a dust line and this is a repeater line. Then I'll place a block. Then kind of the same thing. We have the temporary block, and block. Again, Mojang, these things are not supposed to catch fire apparently. But well, sucks to suck. And then you can place in repeater right here. Of redstone dust, piece of redstone dust, not a repeater. And then you can place in another repeat. Oh, that's a comparator. You want to place in another repeater set to 4 ticks right here. Now, here's where you have to do things a bit differently. Now, firstly, you want to count 2 blocks beside the dispenser, so 1, 2, and below the second block, you want to place in a sticky piston facing there. And you want to place a block on the face of that sticky piston. Now, okay, I'm so sorry that you guys can't see it correctly because I'm swimming in lava. Now what you want to do is you want to place a temporary block below that dispenser, right, like so. You want to place another temporary block, and you want to place an observer facing downwards, like so. That was a bit of guessing. And then on top of this observer, you want to place another observer whose dot is facing up. So as you can see, these things have gotten into a fist fight. Don't fight, kids. Don't fight. As you can see, but unless if you're an observer, then absolutely do fight with other observers because we need that. Then you want to place a temporary block and then a block on top of that temporary block. Remove the temporary block, and then you want to place a piece of redstone dust like so. Then you place a temporary block, a block on side of that temporary block, a block on top. Then you can remove this temporary block right here, and then you can place a piece of redstone dust like so. And then you want to place a block right there with a repeater set to 1 tick, so you don't have to do anything to it. And then you want to place in 2 blocks like so. So a block in front of that repeater and then a block on its side. And then you can place in 2 pieces of redstone dust on top of these blocks. And what if I told you that was the entire design done? Because that's the truth. This entire design has been completed. So right now it's on full charge, so let's go into Game of Survival, click that respawn anchor again because, well, I don't find these things very reliable in this update. Oh, that's the creative one. Boom, survival. And then let's click it again because there's a reason why I'm recording this so much. Okay, so as you can see, I have clicked on that respawn anchor a couple of times. Now I'm gonna die really quick, so thank God there's some lava here. So as you can see, I died. So I've respawned beside this respawn anchor, and the charge has gone down to 3. Still, again, I'll go and die. Like so. Okay, boom, I died. Boom. And the charge has now gone down to 2. Then I go die again. Like so. And then I respawn, and the charge has gone down to 1. And now, if I were to die again, as you can see right there, I respawn, and this automatically goes down. It goes down to 0, but then this machine charges it back up to full charge. Now, if you guys saw the the video I made for Botaman, in which I showcased this, you remember that it was a bit different. It was that when it went down to 1, it would go back to 4. But that's because I didn't know that you didn't have to click this thing again once you recharge it. I thought that I didn't know that you didn't have to click it again if you charge it. I thought that if it goes down to 0, you have to click it again to make it your respawn anchor. Because, well, it makes sense, kind of. And if you were to charge it, then you would obviously click it to charge it. So I thought you wouldn't respawn, but apparently you can. So I fixed that in the tutorial. You're welcome. And now, I guess, it's time for the explanation. So let's get on with the explanation once I get back into creative mode, because, oh, I do not want to be in survival. No, just no. Okay, so, whenever this respawn anchor goes down to 0, this comparator stops giving an output, because, well, since that comparator doesn't have anything, it gives an output of, well, nothing. Which causes this to block the power, and this torch to turn off. Turn on, sorry. And once this torch turns on, this redstone dust gets powered, thus extending this piston downwards. When this piston extends downwards, this observer notices that, I just got pushed by someone. I won't report that for bullying. I'll just give an output. So it gives an output to this repeater. Now, if you didn't know, if you send a 1-tick pulse through a 4-tick delay repeater, it actually converts that 1-tick pulse into a 4-tick pulse. Why? Because it takes how do I explain this? It gives an output after 4 ticks, but then it only ends it after 4 ticks. So it ultimately becomes a 4-tick output. And then it powers this block. Now, some of you might know what this is. This is kind of a old style pulse extender. And I'm gonna be hearing some people in the comments, some redstone people, why didn't you just use a comparator pulse extender? It's because I only need this to extend so that this dispenser gives 4 ticks. But if I use a comparator pulse extender, it'll just keep spitting out glowstone for ages, and I don't want that. So that's what I've done, and since this pulse extender extends the pulse for, I believe, 12 and 13 ticks, I think, if my maths is not wrong. Yes, 14 ticks it is. 13 ticks, I mean. And when this block powers, this repeater powers 4 ticks later, but this redstone dust powers right away. Thus, this piston extends its block out, and then this observer starts powering this block, powering and unpowering it very quickly, which causes this dispenser to quickly give outputs and, well, spit out the glowstone dust. But in this case, it doesn't really spit it out, it just charges its respawn anchor. And then 4 ticks later, this repeater powers this repeater, but this repeater runs out of power. But since this repeater is powering this block, this redstone dust still stays powered, and thus this piston still stays extended. That's how this pulse extender works. So that yada. And now here I've done something interesting. Now I could have just easily taken this outwards like so, but then this would become a bit bigger, and if I can save some space, might as well. So I just moved the repeater here and 2 redstone dust here. And obviously this won't work in Java because in Java pistons do not redirect redstone dust, which is why. But basically, in short, all you gotta remember is this ran out. Oh, okay, I did not set my spawn here again. I keep forgetting to set my spawn. All you really gotta remember is no power, it's gonna power back up, and you have to do literally nothing except go get glowstone. Just go get your glowstone. It shouldn't be that hard. I mean, you can literally find glowstone anywhere. Like, boom, glowstone, 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 glowstone. There's so much glowstone everywhere in the nether, so it shouldn't be that hard to get your hands on some glowstone. And obviously you'll be needing crying obsidian for making this thing. But it should be pretty fine. And that's all I've got for today. So thanks a lot for watching. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more of this. It helps out the channel. And I'll see you in the next video, which might not come out the next week because my life has been pretty busy, but it'll definitely come out after the 15th of September because I have a lot of stuff to do in September. If you didn't read my tweet yet, I'm not gonna be able to upload, or I'm not gonna be on the internet maybe, because I've got a lot of real life stuff to attend to. So anyways, see ya in the next video. Cue the outro.